Ready. 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 Sure.
I hear you've been appointed as arbiter. Sunrise...
That's true. I'd forgotten about that. Let's not forget that he would have to have been considerably older than the Sith woman. I'm a Jedi, and one who is living alone in the Shadowlands until recently. That keeps you in shape, damn it. We're talking about Sunry here.
And there's no way he would do something so dishonorable as hit her from behind. Sunry's a decorated... This is all a plot to discredit the Republic. Sunry is a victim of a Sith frame-up.
It's possible. I haven't seen Sunry since I crashed on Kashyyyk. A man can change a lot in that time. The man I knew could never have done this crime, however.
Find the real evidence. That's all I ask. The real evidence will prove Sunry didn't do this. I hear you've been a... What? Don't insult us both. Sunry is a just and honorable man. How dare you accuse him of such a thing?
Now, Laura. We're not here to pass judgment, my dear. We do need to know everything if we're here to help, yes?
Yes. Yes, he was having an affair. He was seeing that Sith woman. After all these years we've been together, he just dropped me like that. Not publicly, oh no. But inside, that's what it feels like. He started seeing Alasa last year. I had my suspicions for a while, but he was careless. Pretty soon everyone knew. But even though I'm sure that harlot was only using him, I know he couldn't have killed her. He came and confessed to the affair to me. He said he was going there to break it off, to end it. Maybe the Sith woman attacked him, and he had to defend himself. But even though he cheated on me, inside he's still the man I loved. Yeah. He's too kind and gentle to have killed her in cold blood. That was a long time ago, in a war far, far away. He's changed now, settled down. Just please, prove his innocence. This is all a plot.
It's possible.
Find the...
Jolie, coming to check in on an old man? I must confess, I would rather you were here to speak to the warden and begin my trial.
Soon, old friend. We don't want to go to trial until we've got the whole picture.
Oh, I grow weary of staring at these four bare walls. But I suppose you know what you're doing. You know, the role of arbiter cannot be taken lightly. Well, I was at the hotel, I admit. It was going well. Maybe this, but let's look at the facts they've given. Alasa was brutally killed. My war injuries make it further. Obviously, this, I hope you can see how anything else... Go ahead, ask. No, what this must look like, yes. Yes, we were having an affair. I know it was wrong, but I'm a weak man. Alasa was beautiful and young. How was I to resist her charms? But I didn't kill her. I loved her. Please. I know I made a terrible mistake getting involved with Alasa, but I was going there to break it off with her. I did it, but found out later that she was dead. I don't deserve to go to jail just for having an affair, do I? You have to help me prove that I wasn't the killer. Go ahead, ask. Ask what you need to. I've got nothing to hide. A Rhodian? I didn't know there were any Rhodians on the run. Oh, except for Tybark and this one named Glupar who's hanging around the hotel all the time. Okay, so maybe there are a whole bunch of Rhodians on the run. But what does that matter? If he planted evidence at the scene, it's a clear sign of a frame-up. He probably took all the evidence of the real killer at the same time. The evidence of a Sith conspiracy keeps getting stronger, doesn't it? I suspect there's still stuff you want to clear up. Go ahead, ask. Ask what you need to. I've got nothing to hide. So the truth is out. I never meant to kill her, you know. When I found out she was a Sith spy using me to gain information, something inside me just snapped. She didn't know I had found out. So I waited until she fell asleep. Then I killed her. Simple, really. But once I realized what I'd done, I panicked. I contacted those spies from the Republic to help me. They found the illegal monitoring device that the Sith had planted in the room, altered its recording to hide my part in it, and cleared up the evidence. I figured that was the end of it. The Sith must have been spying on me and Alasa, trying to make sure she wasn't a double agent. They must have seen the Republic spies getting rid of all the evidence, so they planted their own evidence. Alasa must have stolen that hero's cross from me long ago and given it to her Sith masters like some kind of trophy. I just thought I'd misplaced it. But when the cross turned up on her body, I knew the Sith had put it there. So, now you know the whole story. What are you going to do? You think I'm some kind of monster, don't you? All I did was kill a Sith. How many Sith have you killed? Dozens? Hundreds? Thousands?
That's different, Sunry, and you know it. We don't kill them in cold blood while they sleep.
I don't see how the two of us are any different. She was a spy. She was using me to get information so Malak's army could destroy the Republic. She deserved his eye. If I confess, I'm looking at 20 years in prison. And the Otto City officials might even place KOTOR sanctions on the Republic Embassy. Without KOTOR, how can we treat the injuries to our soldiers on the front lines? No, I can't do that. And put the Republic's supply of KOTOR in danger. No, I won't. Look, I may have done something stupid, and it may only be worse for my standing by it, but I will not confess. If you turn me in, the Republic will likely lose its KOTOR export privileges, and then we'll lose the war for sure. Are you going to send all those thousands, millions like Taurus to their deaths just for your sense of justice?
Sunry, this is wrong, and you know it. I am a Jedi. What is it that you expect me to do to defend your actions?
You do whatever you have to, Jory. I know what I did, but I also know what's at stake here. No, I'll rot in here if I have to. I won't betray the Republic. Do what you have to, but know what the consequences will be. No, I'll rot in here if I have to.
I'm sorry, Sunry. And Elora, there's nothing more we can do.
Oh, Sonny, no!
Got something on your mind? You did what was necessary. Sunry was guilty. As sad as that fact makes me, justice had to be done. Doesn't matter that his victim was a Sith or that he was once a hero. I only wish that my old friend hadn't done it, but That's the thing about wishes. They don't come true. And now Sunray's dead, which is a shame. He was a good man, you know, once. I don't want to talk about this anymore. My jaw aches.
What is it?
What?
What?
Ah, so we meet again, Canderous. It has been quite a long time.
Joggy? He was a warrior under my command up to the Battle of Althir. But I thought...
You thought I was dead, didn't you? You thought all of us that you had sent on that attack had perished. You sent us to die in a foolish attack, while you directed your forces elsewhere. You broke from the battle plan and let us die for it, so that you could have the honor of being the first to kill the enemy commander.
I did what was prudent at the time. If I had not done it, the battle would have...
The battle would have been won anyway. I am tired of your excuses, Canderous. I have spent years tracking you down since the clans were banished, and I will not rest until I've had my vengeance. I am not afraid of you, and if you choose, you can die by his side as well. I challenge you, Canderous. I challenge you to fight the fight you fled that day above Althir, in the dune seas of Tatooine. I will be waiting for you. I have spread the news of the challenge since I learned you had landed on this world. All the surviving Mandalorian clans know of what I do here, and that we shall meet on Tatooine to settle this debt of vengeance once and for all. If you fail to meet me there, you shall be stripped of all honor and forever cast out of our society. It will be you and me alone in the dune seas of Tatooine. A final battle that can only end in death. I shall be waiting for you there, Canderous.
What?
Ucua Penki, Pangwamaji, Baba Hassan.
Yeah?
Yes?
What?
What?
Acknowledgement!
Sure.
I've been given a challenge I can't ignore. We've got to go to the dune seas of Tatooine, so I can find Jagi and kill him for his insult to me. This is between me and Jagi. You don't have to get involved. If you're lucky, he might spill something before I spread him in a paste over the dunes.
How can I help? We've already been over this. It was a moment of weakness, a stumble brought on by unbridled passions. But my emotions are firmly in check once more. We need to stay focused on stopping Darth Malak, and I want the others to stay focused as well. I don't want them to get suspicious and start gossiping about our little encounter. So until our mission is over, we need to act with discretion. We shouldn't speak of this anymore. Not until Malak is defeated. How can I help? Then I suggest we move on.
How may I be of assistance to you, Padawan? What is it you would like to speak to me about? After my father died, my mother was left to support me alone. A single non-human woman, living in one of the worst, most violent slums on Taris. It was not easy for her. When my father was killed, it seemed that something in her began to die as well. She worked as hard as she was able. But over time, she began to waste away. I later learned that she was unable to get enough money to feed both of us, and had to start borrowing from the exchange, a band of cutthroats and smugglers. But even that was not enough. She hid what she was doing from me. She gave most of her food to me so that I would be strong, but she herself was suffering deeply from it. In the end, she could go on no longer, and collapsed at the cantina where she worked one day. She never recovered. There was nothing really that I could do for her. She left me no money, and no doctor would see her without being paid first. I sat by her bed for days as she lay there dying. I never want that to happen to someone I care about ever again. But there was still the money she had borrowed. She had never paid it back and made no provisions for her death. You must understand. The exchange is brutal. They care nothing for the life of a sentient being. They are the major suppliers of slaves on Taris. They thought it would be appropriate that, with my mother owing them money, the debt should be passed on to me. And with no way to pay, they took me by force. You have no idea what it is like to be bound like a beast and treated as such. It was the worst time of my life. They treated me like livestock. They were waiting for a buyer to give them some credits for me when the Jedi came to fight the Mandalorians. The Jedi could not abide by what they saw there and drove the exchange from the face of the world, freeing those of us imprisoned there. But the Jedi soon left to fight their war, and I was left with a dream. I swore that I would become a Jedi. As soon as I had enough money to do it, I bought passage on a freighter headed for Dantooine, and we both know what has happened since then. I am grateful to you for having given me the opportunity to fulfill my dream, rather than become what I hated. Someday, I may make it up to you, but for now, let us keep on the task at hand. How may I be of assistance? What is it? Of course.
Chawa Wisum Kun, Chiwi Aita Katon Chicha, Chubachi Jopa Kun Wata, Kimba no Kun Nik Dota, Tumirana no Frata Donko Sercha Doman Toma, Chiska Nichu, Kimba Muli Ratwanaji, Kimba no Kun Nixet Abog, Kakincha Nawabakaon, Tun Abashun Ni Chunchi. Da hupa botenia go Gigi Piti, Just Cronky to Patsnimo, Gino Molirani Bubo, Tonkimba, Noku Nexag, Tangit Wamaji Kona, Tangit Wamaji, Human Act in Ikatune, Ichuta, Chiska Nichu, Kimba Mulirat Wanaji, Kimba Noku Nixet Abog, Kakincha Nawabakaon, Tung Abashun Ni Chunchi, Da hupa botenia go Gigi Piti. Just Cronky to Patsnimo, Gino Molirani Bubo, Tonkimba, Noku Nexag, Tangit Wamaji Kona, Tangit Wamaji, Human Act in Ikatune, Ichuta, the Hupa Botania do GGPT. Just Cronky to Patslimo. Gino Molirani Bubo, Tonking Ba, no kun Nexag. Tangit Wama Jiko na. Tangit Wama Ji, human act in Ikatune. Ichuta.
Acknowledgement.
Yes?
Have you managed to retrieve the data from our droid in the Sith base? Excellent. It does not appear to have been tampered with, so the Sith did not manage to copy its contents yet. And now for your information. We are not supposed to speak of this, but since you are a Jedi and we have exhausted all the other options, I think I can entrust you with this. As you know, the Republic is fighting for its very existence against the evil of the Sith Empire. As you also undoubtedly know, we're doing very poorly. We need much in the way of supplies and material to stem the tide of battle and bring us victory. Manon is the sole source of KOTOR, the most powerful medical substance in the galaxy. Frankly, we need as much of it as we can get. The Selkath conservatives, with their neutrality treaties, seek to treat the Sith and the Republic equally. This includes KOTOR exports, but a few more far-sighted Selkath see that if the Sith are ever allowed to win, the galaxy will be plunged into darkness, and there would be nothing to stop them from taking Manon anyway. So we made a deal. Shh, not so loud. Yes, it is a technical violation of the treaty, but it is sanctioned by elements of the Selkath government. We need only to keep it hidden from the Sith. We recently began construction of a secret underground facility to harvest KOTOR directly at its source. We also hope to one day be able to synthesize it effectively. Current techniques are insufficient for the task, so we must mine it for now. The amount we take would hardly be noticed, since most is lost naturally before it reaches the surface anyway. We were nearing completion of the base when the digging teams reported some sort of obstruction. An ancient building or artifact, possibly your star map. Transmissions from the base were cut off abruptly after that, and we haven't heard from the station since. As you may have noticed, we're hiring a lot of mercenaries around here. Ostensibly, they're to be shipped off-world to aid in our fight against the Sith, but they're really for another purpose. When we lost contact with the station in the Rackard Rift, we sent our contingent of Republic soldiers down to investigate. None returned. We've tried hiring mercenaries and sending them down as well, but none of those expeditions have returned either. The reason we really sent that droid underwater, and the reason we needed its data back so badly, was to find out what happened to the Rackard Rift station. But now that we have the data back, our operation is in no danger of exposure to the Sith. And now I must live up to my end of the bargain. I took the liberty of having a submarine prepared for your departure. Merely use this card to get past the door behind our KOTOR packing room and enter the sub therein. It has been programmed to take you down to the station, and also to take you back up should you need something. I would send soldiers to assist you, but we've lost many of ours, and nearly exhausted the mercenary population of this planet. The soldiers we have are barely enough to keep this base secure. The Sith have also noted our interest and begun to bribe mercenaries away from us. Please, find out what happened to the facility. There may be some survivors left down there. Perhaps even the head scientist, Kono Nolan. Good luck in your efforts.
Uchiwa penki, tang ituamaji, human act ikatune, chi itakanki, chamna kilikon, chiwa aitakanki. Tong ituama aki ikotune, otang ituamaji aki ikotune, tang panokun, nonek, chiwi aitaka tong chicha, I nulira kuntin, kimba nokun niklota. Chiwa aitakan kichana kupernibo muriras limo poiwanga tong ituamaji human act ikatune chiwa aitakan kichana kupernibo muriras limo poiwanga tong ituamaji human act ikatune chiwi aitaka tong chicha agi ikotune chuna murira tong ituamaji kuna tong ipa nong tunek abog chiwa aitakan kichana kupernibo muriras nimo poiwanga tong ituamaji human act ikatune Kiska dosoki kopa bono nakachu labora na winki snack toma kuyami kusku chitanai uchua penki topa na oto bokasa ibabato kanchi yatuka ulan tong ituama aki ikotune otong ituamaji aki ikotu tong panokun nonek chiwi aitaka tong chicha inulira kunhin kimba nokun nikyota kiska dosoki kopa bono nakachu labora na winki snack toma kuyami kusku chitanai uchua penki topa na oto bokasa ibabato kanchi yatuka ulan tong ituama aki ikotune otong ituamaji aki ikotu tong panokun nonek chiwi aitaka tong chicha inulira kunhin kimba nokun nikyota Kiska dosoki kopa bono nakachu labora na winki snack toma kuyami kusku chitanai uchua penki topa na oto bokasa ibabato kanchi yatuka ulan tong ituama aki ikotune otong ituamaji aki ikotu tong panokun nonek chiwi aitaka tong chicha inulira kunhin kimba nokun nikyota chiwi aitaka tong chicha agi ikotune chuna murira tong ituamaji kuna tong ipa nokun abog chiwa aitakan kichana kupernibo muriras nimo poiwanga tong ituamaji human act ikatune Kiska dosoki kopa bono nakachu labora na winki snack toma kuyami kusku chitanai uchua penki topa na oto bokasa ibabato kanchi yatuka ulan tong ituama aki ikotune otong ituamaji aki ikotu tong panokun nonek chiwi aitaka tong chicha inulira kunhin kimba nokun nikyota chiwi aitaka tong chicha agi ikotune chuna murira tong ituamaji kuna tong ipa nokun abog Iska dosoki, kopa bono nakachi, labora na wiki straktoma, kuyami fiusku chitanai, kutua penki, topa na ota bokasa, libabato kamchi, labika ulan, chiwaka aita kan kicha na kupornibo. Kun muli ras nimo poi wanga tong duamaji human acting intetune chiwi aita ka tong chicha. Agi iko tune chuna muli ra tong duamaji kuna. Tong ipa nongku nek abog. Chiwi aita ka tong chicha. Agi iko tune chuna muli ra tong duamaji kuna. Tong ipa nongku nek abog chiwa aita kan kicha na kupornibo. Kun muli ras nimo poi wanga tong duamaji human acting intetune chiwi aita ka tong chicha. Agi ito tune chuna muli ra tong duamaji kuna. Tong ipa nongku nek abog i muli ra kun tini. Tong duama agi ito tune chiwi aita ka tong chicha. Agi iko tune chuna muli ra tong duama chikuna. Tong ipa nongku nek abog tong duama agi iko tune. O tong duama ji agi iko tu. Tong pa nokun nonek chiwi aita ka tong chicha. I muli ra kun tini. Kumba nokun nik bokta. I muli ra kun tini. Tong duama agi iko tune chiwi aita ka tong chicha. Agi iko tune chuna muli ra tong duama chikona. Tong ipa nongku nek abog.
Huh?
Sure.
What?
Yes?
Stop the
Statement. Oh, Master, I'm so very disappointed in you.
Mighty generous of you. A little too generous, if you ask me.
Hey, man, clear out. You're cramping my style with the ladies.
Yes? Yes?
Yeah?
What?
Takum justak miki grabar mogo. Kachi chu ay taudonga. Tulpada bong moya gando na nago chuchut. Moga shampumpa. Bolawan na chikni. Pamulislik mo boda na wanga kun bist mulira best. Tonghay tuam jiji yumalit pa ang inkotu. Tulpada bong kualya gando na nago chuchut. Kachi chuay taudonga. Yumalit ka inkotun. Chilo mulera dene bobo. Unka kun biskan bamulara. Kachichu aitha haudunga. Inkin kuno bamulira chinkun. Slima podama. Rundi haudunga kun hunkabi. Takum justak miki grabanoko. Kachichu aitha haudunga. Tulpada bonk molya gando danago chuchut. Moga shampumpa. Bolawana chikni. Bamul slik mo podana wanga kun bist mulira best. Tonghai tuam jiji yumalit pa ang ikotu. Tulbada bunkwalya gando de nago chuchut. Kachichu aitha haudunga. Yumalit ka inkotun. Chilo mulira dene bobo. Unka kun biskan. Bamulara. Takum justak miki grabal mogo. Kachichu aitha haudunga. Tulpada bonk molya gando danago chuchut. Moga shampumpa. Bolawana chikni. Bamul slik mo podana wanga kun bist mulira best. Tonghai tuam jiji yumalit pa ang inkotu. Tulbada bunkwalya gando de nago chuchut. Kachichu aitha haudunga. Yumalit ka inkotun. Chilo mulra dene bobo. Unka kun biskang. Bamulara. Rundi haudunga kuhungabi. Wana kunbes. Chink palamul. Tonk king ba na konkek. Tung ting ta chun kun nek mulira best. Kachichu aitha haudunga. Inkin kuno ba mulira chikun. Slima podonna. Rundi haudunga kun hunkabi. Takum justak miki grabal mogo. Kachichu aitha haudunga. Tulpada bonk molya gando danago chuchut. Moga shampumpa. Bolawana chikni. Bamul slik mo podana wanga kun bist mulira best. Rundi haudunga kuhunkabi. Wana kunbes. Chink palamul tonk king ba na konkek. Tung ting ta chun kun nek mulira best. Tonga bug sham uninong. Wanga kun bist king ba mulira. Chuni yun tun jiji aitha doana. Kavavulpa muljui. Kamana. Kachichu aitha haudunga. Inkin kuno ba mulira chikun. Slima podonna. Rundi haudunga kun hunkabi. Takum justak miki grabal mogo. Kachichu aitha haudunga. Tulpada bonk molya gando danago chuchut. Moga shampumpa. Bolawana chikni. Bamul slik mo podana wanga kun bist mulira best. Tonghai tuam jiji yumalit pa ang inkotu. Tulbada bunkwalya gando de nago chuchut. Kachichu aitha haudunga. Yumalit ka inkotun. Chilo mulra dene bobo. Unka kun biskang. Bamulara.
Bye.